wants to make some more money? If that's the case, then there are a few things that we need to go over to make sure that's possible. First, I want to let you know how you're scheduled each week. As you know, there are 12 of the counselors, so we need as many kids to sign up as possible to make sure you're needed each week. We only need one counselor for every 5 kids signed up, so if only 30 kids sign up, we'll only need half of you for that week. Also, your performance matters. I will rely on feedback from the lead instructors to let me know who's doing well with their job and who could be given a little more effort. Based off of that feedback, I will be scheduling those who have shown the best work ethic and most passion for their job. As you know, the more kids that sign up, the more of you that will be needed to work, so we need to make sure we're improving each week. As you know, we want to make this camp as successful as possible, and there are a few suggestions given to us by the campers and their parents to help us improve. First, we want to make sure that we're engaged and interacting with the campers. If there's some downtime, say during lunch, we want to make sure that we're talking to the kids and not just grouped up as employees. If they're eating lunch at the tables, we want to make sure that there's at least one employee at each table so they can get to know us and we can get to know them. That'll help make everyone feel a little more comfortable. Another way we can interact with the campers is by joining them on the putting green. If there's a little break in the action during stations, we want to make sure that we are having some fun with them and joining them on the putting green. We have found out that from past camps, joining them on the putting green, it makes it a lot of fun for the campers. We also want to be really energized during our camps, especially during the games we play. As you know, this is a time to get the kids excited about learning how to golf. If you guys aren't enthusiastic and energized during the games, the kids are less likely to be excited to learn how to golf. We also need to make sure that we are explaining the material that the lead instructors are teaching clearly. If they need to work on using their irons better, don't just tell them that. We need to make sure that they specifically know how to use the techniques that the lead instructors have been teaching them. Also, the daily reports that you write each day, we have been told that they are sometimes a little unclear about what they specifically need to work on. When you give these to them as they check out at the end of the day, make sure that if they have any questions, they can come to either you or the lead instructors to make sure that they have those questions answered and that they know how to apply those skills that they are learning both in the camp and outside of the camp. And safety is definitely our #1 priority. If we aren't keeping the kids safe, then everyone will be disappointed in not having as much fun as possible. Counselors, it is important that you know that you can discipline the kids if they need to be. If someone is misbehaving, we need to make sure that we step in right away so that we get the situation taken care of. The counselors don't need to wait for the lead instructors to come over just because they are your supervisors during the camp. As for the lead instructors, we need to make sure that we are organized and ready to go at the beginning of each day, especially during the check-in time on the first day of camp. If you're not ready to go by the time the first camper checks in, that will give us a bad first impression, and people might think that this camp is disorganized and it's not a worthwhile camp to send their kids to. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, so I'm going to go over the different ways that we can improve. First, we want to make sure that we are engaged in interacting with all the campers, whether that be during lunch and interacting with them at different tables, or joining them on the putting green to have a little fun. Next, we need to make sure that we are energized and enthusiastic with the campers. They really feed off our energy, so if we're not enthusiastic about what we're doing, then they won't be as excited to learn golf, which is what we really want them to enjoy. Next, we need to make sure that we are explaining all the techniques that we are teaching them very clearly. And remember to make sure that if they have any questions, to let them know that we are there to answer the questions for them. We also need to make sure that we are keeping safety the #1 priority. And counselors, remember that you can step in and discipline the kids if they're misbehaving. We trust your judgment, and if they're doing something wrong, we know that you will make the right decision. And lead instructors, remember that we need to be extremely organized, especially from the beginning of the camp. We want to leave a good first impression so that everyone knows that this is a worthwhile camp to send their kids to. Most of all, I want to make sure that we are improving on these things each day. Like I said, the more kids that sign up, the more of you that will be needed to work. So we want to keep improving on all of these things, which is good for every single one of us, so so that more kids sign up and that we can all